Good morning, everyone. Wednesday morning, get up, middle of the week, and 75 degrees. Feels good so far. JC.
Hey, good morning. I'm Jamie Cooper. Thank y'all for getting up with us. This is Athens in the AM on a Wednesday morning edition of the most exciting program ever in the history of North Alabama television. Right, Zack?
Yes.
Bama Zack. Hey, Zack, why didn't you check on me yesterday? You knew I was ill.
I told Lori, I said, tell her I hope he gets feeling better.
Well, I'm alive and well. Thanks
hey,
for
it was 4:30 in the morning. I'm getting text saying don't show up. So.
Yesterday was your big opportunity.
I would have been here. I was ready.
Brad was here waiting on you.
Me and Brad, we could have handled it. Frank,
that'd have been a lot of viewers. Anyway, hey, well, welcome back to the program. Join me today, Seth back in action. Tom, I need to sell a house. And Dee going to give us some good news this morning.
Absolutely.
What are we going to talk about there, Mr.
I'm going to let you choose. You can either let me tell you about an easy way to make good decisions or the mess I stirred up yesterday with an article I wrote.
Okay, we'll talk about that. You should have sent me something I could have checked it out on my iPad. Believe me, if y'all ever need to get in touch with me, I'm on my iPad 24/7.
If you ever need them, call Gloria.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And the way you get me there is just, all you got to do is countryrover@gmail.com. Gets me each and every time, and I will respond to you on email eventually. I don't think there's a rule, is it, timetable to get back with people?
If you don't get back with them right
you'd like to within 24 hours.
I
always feel this need to immediately get back.
Sometimes you don't want to get back
let's talk about that for a second. You know what Gloria tells me? You know, I get a text, okay? Let's use, for example, Bill Ming texted me yesterday. She says, don't text people back immediately because you give them the impression you're just sitting on your phone waiting on a message.
No, that's you because you never return calls.
I got back with Bill yesterday. Well, Bill didn't text me. I texted him yesterday.
They'll expect
But she says, no, if you respond immediately, it's like you ain't got nothing else to do.
No, that's not quite true.
Well, that's what you told me. What, Seth?
No.
We're
You're
not
a different
dating
breed.
here, okay? That's how you work with women. You don't want to seem needy. This is a whole different ballgame with buddies.
Yeah.
First and foremost, don't forget hometown. Go by shopping any 5 locations. You know what? When you shop hometown, you're going to save 10 to about almost 20% on your grocery bill if you go to some of the more famous stores that are chain stores. That's about right, because we go to the one on Highway 31 quite often. Gloria was in there yesterday. The weekly specials, you'll see them in just a second. And we'll talk more about tomatoes. Got my first tomato this morning. I grew it in the backyard.
Frank did.
Mr. Frank Scrimsher is delivering. If you need tomatoes delivered to your door for $14 a pound, we'll deliver them. I don't even know what tomatoes cost now.
$4 for about 5 of them.
I know you can get
farmer's market.
What's a real?
Those weren't as good as Frank's.
£1.99 pound.
How many is a pound? This thing here probably weighs a pound and a half.
Oh, about 2, yeah.
We'll talk more about that. Plus, we may play today since I'm back in action. Got some good ones, Zack.
Uh-oh.
Got that buzzer ready?
I'll get it ready.
Here's the weather with Gloria.
Yeah, we'll talk about that texting right away, too. I must be needy because I'm usually the one that texts right back right away. So if you need Jamie, give him a couple days to respond for sure. If you don't hear from him in a couple days,
when you're a superstar, you got
him again
people
or
to do
text
that for you.
Let's talk about the weather forecast. 75 degrees. Feels nice out there. Kind of muggy, though. We do
Seth,
have
don't you have
40%
people?
chance of rain. Have your people call my people, which means you and me.
My people don't ever answer right. I got to do it
Of
myself.
88, low of 70. Rain in the forecast again tomorrow. Just welcome to the rainy season. They talked about a cold front coming in, but I don't really see a cold front. Look at the rest of the forecast. The lows, I guess maybe that's what they're talking about, the 66, 69, 69, 63. But we're still around the 80s and looks like rain chance almost daily.
Good
All right,
sleeping
Mr.
weather.
Cooper.
Speaking, we're going to do a little thing on that in just a second, Tom, as a matter of fact. Seth, how are you?
Wonderful. How are you?
Hanging out with your daddy yesterday. Z? D. You change your name to Z. It fits in better up here. So what was your trouble yesterday? We'll briefly touch on it right
I wrote an article called Minimum Wage Jobs Are Supposed to Suck.
Are supposed to what?
Suck. And some people didn't really care too much for what I said. And we'll just leave it at that.
Do you mean you're supposed to work hard enough at your job that you don't stay at minimum wage to actually advance?
I'm weird that way. I'm weird that way. Because here's what
talk to Abby after the show. You can feel free to do so, okay?
Because here's what it came out of. And the new minimum wage in Seattle is $15 an hour.
Right.
That's unsustainable. There's no business McDonald's can't stay in business at $15 an hour unless they charge $15 for a Big
But they
Mac.
got to have that when people can afford marijuana.
Well, see, I didn't think, that's where you're a better businessman than I am, Jamie. I never thought about that.
More, see, because people got the munchies all the time.
Oh, my
Wow.
See, you didn't think about that.
I didn't see that coming, Jamie. Thank you for enlightening me.
Well, you know, sad but true, that could be.
Well,
That could
you know,
be.
it
They'd
could
have to
be.
go up on their cookies too, won't they?
Yeah, well,
Chips,
a little bit of everything.
cookies,
Let me
yeah.
remind y'all, coming up today, Athens Superintendent of Schools is going to be with us in just a little bit.
Yep.
He's going to discuss all
holiday.
this thing that we may be voting on coming up later on in May. Get
Very
everything up and
important.
going there. And got to give a shout out this morning. Southland Plaza has a new owner over in Decatur where Jimmy Smith Jewelry is located. It's a group out of Birmingham, and I'm reading this, and I'm thinking, that name sounds familiar to me. Will Aiken.
That's
Don't remember
gotta be
back?
Will we know.
Will Aiken. Was that the kid that lived next door to us in Florence?
Thinking.
Lo and behold,
His daddy was in that
yeah,
position.
his daddy was in this business, Ken. So I'm guessing that's his little boy.
Might be.
There
I'll look
you
him up
go.
on Facebook.
You never know. And I did mention, you know, tomatoes. This week is one of my favorite weekends down at the Decatur Farmers Market. It is tomato sandwich weekend. They will serve, I think they said 16. Oh, here's the deal. They'll have 100 loaves of bread, 60 gallons of mayonnaise, Frank, and it's tomato sandwich, 60 gallons of mayonnaise, 100 loaves of bread, 20 boxes of homegrown tomatoes. Free, Tom.
Well, what time does it start?
Starts at 9 o'clock. They serve about 900 sandwiches during that celebration.
Wow.
That should feed me.
And it says the perfect way to eat a tomato sandwich. Now, I can't believe this about our minister, Don. Dusty McLemore
Oh, he
says he
does not
cannot
like
stand tomatoes.
That's one other thing he and I have in common.
You don't like tomatoes either?
I'm not a big
That
tomato
is,
fan.
now, I don't like watermelon.
Do you
I
like
like ketchup. Does
Yeah,
that
I
count?
do.
You like
I do. I'm weird. I know.
Well, I knew that, but I wasn't going to say that.
I like fresh tomatoes, but like the ones you get at like Walmart,
No, the
those
soft
are like
ones, no.
cardboard. I don't do
This is
that.
the only way, they're talking about Louis Grizzard. Y'all back from out, had a pleasure interviewing Louis. Not exactly the friendliest person on earth, let me tell you.
Whoa,
Who?
really?
Yes.
Who?
Louis Grizzard.
Oh,
But
yeah.
he says the only way to eat a tomato sandwich, Frank, is on white bread with mayonnaise.
Okay.
That's the way to do it. Right?
I don't like mayonnaise.
Salt.
Now, I like throwing a piece of cheese every now and then.
Salt and pepper?
Let's hit our sports
watermelon?
director up. What? Watermelon.
American not to like watermelon. He used to eat it as a child.
No, everybody don't. I would have thought everybody liked tomatoes, but he don't. Like what's happening wrong?
I eat tomato every now and then,
If
but I'm
it's
not.
free, it's for you. We know
I'm
that.
not a big tomato fan, and I definitely don't like mayonnaise. I'll eat tomato any day before I eat
come on.
mayonnaise.
You eat watermelon?
Do not. I like watermelon, but not like I used to when I was a kid.
So you don't like mayonnaise? Well, there you go.
I
There's
can't
another hot
stand
ball in the
mayonnaise.
book.
Yeah.
What's happening in this sport? Hit me up, Zack.
Hey, the big day, if you was watching ESPN yesterday, you got to see they do what they call the car wash.
I didn't
where they
even
bring
watch
all the
it.
coaches. Gus Malzahn was there yesterday, Tuesday. Monday. Yesterday it was the stars were Nick Saban and Steve Spurrier. They were all there sitting there side by side, and they asked about those comments Spurrier said. He says, hey, we're great friends, and we just, laughed it off, so it's all good. The judge in Decatur is denying a request to delay the trial for Orlando McLean so McLean can report to training camp on time. So he'll have to miss some training camp, even if he stays in camp.
As his third arrest in Decatur.
As a Cowboys fan,
11,
they
I
need
believe.
any help they can get, so I'm hoping he'll stick with it. There's an article,
Straighten
if
up.
you're an Auburn fan, I'm sure you probably like this, the way it said Auburn's concussion protocol exceeds NCAA guidelines. They make them go through a series of tests, and
That's too complicated, bro. Get off of that.
too complicated. Well,
Yeah, well,
if you get a concussion,
I'll get back with you. Say that's just too
All right.
complicated. You get into.
Oh, boy.
Bad news for you
What is it?
and me.
What have we done?
I'm looking at everybody's shoes in here this morning. Crocs
Good.
maybe are closing 100 stores and laying off 5,000 employees.
Oh, I hate to hear that, but
The rubber shoes
are dangerous.
are dangerous. They branched out. People quit buying them.
They're dangerous.
Finally.
Well, hey, listen.
Thank you.
You wear these things when they're wet, you're in trouble.
Let me tell you my little
Yeah.
escapade with those. Put them on my clean Crocs that I wear that don't smell so bad.
You dress
have to
up?
wash them all the time.
His dress up onesies.
Gloria's, I've got out of the shower. Gloria's still in, wet. almost busted on the marble floor. They are, you ever fallen with a pair of Crocs on?
dangerous.
You
No,
want a pair of
never
Crocs?
had a pair on my life, and we'll never put a pair on.
You are un-American, D.
No.
You'll be hooked.
I'm going to pull your man card if you keep wearing. And see, there we go.
Awesome.
Come on now. We got to talk.
My calf muscles got my man card.
We gotta talk.
Sorry about
I
that.
got dress Crocs on.
These,
Now you about got wore out.
these are,
That's why they are dangerous. You don't wear them.
These are the most dangerous shoes probably. Now, Dr. Joe Cannon wears them all the time. I wear them all the time, but they are dangerous.
I don't wear them in the gym, but
You didn't know that?
Hold that for Thursday, Fred.
they've only been dangerous for me when they're wet, because when they're wet, it's like walking
when
on
they're
ice.
wet,
Those are worn out, too. That's got probably
Yeah,
a
they're
little bit to
even
do
worse.
with it.
But I don't mind going barefooted either now. I'll pull them off and you can go where naked.
You don't like being naked.
Yeah, I'm country.
About it.
Hey, listen, I wouldn't wear a shirt if they'd let me in here.
Well, you got to keep it on in here. We have certain standards we have to go. But
Yeah, we don't want you to show us off any more than you are now.
Zach, I know you were trying to make the Wisconsin, but I got to tell you this. A bar up there was forced to shut down their weekly lingerie night
Oh.
where the bartenders were made to wear bras and panties. It's called...
That could be good or bad.
It's called... The name of the
Getting in
club is
Trouble.
Eager Beaver Bar.
Oh my goodness.
And a guy hit on one of the bartenders, that idiot, got arrested for trying to kidnap her. So, Zach, I know you're disappointed.
Oh yeah. Just,
What would you change the name of that bar to, Zach?
I don't know. I wouldn't.
Closed from now on.
Close for business.
Well, you would go in, wouldn't you?
Close for
Have a
business.
glass of tea or something.
Close for business.
What?
Close for business.
Speaking
That's
of
what-
Eager Beaver, there used to be, and this is what reason I got into this, there used to be a Toyota dealership in Scottsboro named Eager Beaver Toyota.
Yes. I remember that.
Are
There's an
they still in
Beaver
business?
Tree company.
There is.
You know what?
There
Tree
is.
company
Tree
named Eager Beaver.
Yeah, there is. Eager Beaver Trees, yeah.
Where does this name come from?
I don't know.
Are beavers like...
Who was that sent that thing about beavers the other day?
Jimmy McMeans had something on Instagram, a funny little photo of a stream, and the beavers had all blocked up the dam. He's like, I sure don't like beavers. And then he wrote something else. It was kind of funny, but I won't share it with you. Why did you even ask me about that?
Because they were stopping his dam, making a dam and stopping up the
I know.
stuff.
Oh, they're bad.
Yeah.
It's going nowhere good. What else you got?
I'm just waiting to get there.
She's trying to save you from yourself,
I
man.
need y'all talked the other day when
That's a
Mr.
request
Jackson
from
was up
me.
here and he had whipped you and Zach.
Zach, yeah.
Mr. Jackson.
All right, I need a paddle brought up here because I've got a story that more schools are sparing the rod about how many paddlings they were. Did you see that about the guy that went to court over spanking his 8-year-old son for cursing at a party to some adults?
Yeah, but the judge said it was okay, that it was an acceptable form of discipline.
There it is right
I think
there.
it's how reasonable
Now,
for it.
first of all,
Hold on. The problem is you had to go to court.
That's the good point.
That's a good
That's
point.
why I'm thinking-
Whoever brought that to court needs to be whooped.
Well,
Who brought charges against him?
I'm thinking the ex-wife or something.
Probably
Let me
Child
tell y'all
Protective
something about whipping.
Services, I would guess.
I was never whipped as a child. I got in more trouble because I had no respect for the law or the rule of law because of that fact.
Hey, wait a minute. You're going to sit here and tell me, I know your mom.
She never whipped your butt.
She
No.
never whipped you?
No, my dad made the rules, and you don't go past that. And so, no, I was never whipped.
Who I
So
was.
you're saying you needed to be?
Oh, he needed to
Oh, I
be
needed to
Go
bad.
back to your court thing. Let me tell
Jamie,
you,
you
let me tell
knew
you
me
how-
back in the day.
Let me tell
Did
you
I
how-
need to be
He
whipped?
needed to be.
No, you needed to be beat.
Exactly. Thank you.
All right. Let's get
That
this
happens.
back. All right, Zach, what are you trying to say? Hey,
Hey, Andy, Bama's number one, Andy. You're Manny.
Roll
That's
Tide.
right. Roll Tide, Manny.
Zach, you ever get a whipping?
Yes, Mama. Hey, I got with some switches, buddy. When they were going outside getting the limb off the tree, you knew you were in
Oh,
trouble.
the worst was go get me a switch.
Yeah, go get it. Yeah, go pick your own one out.
Talking about court, let me tell you how bad the court system is.
Yeah.
I left my, what was he, 14 or 15 at the time?
He was,
Message.
he was, no. He was 14 and got caught drinking.
Got caught drinking and
And you talked to John Dees about
he
spanking.
did not show up
Yeah,
when I was supposed to pick him up one day. I call, leave a message.
Okay.
and says, hey, next time, you be there where I need you there. You don't be doing that to me. His mother records it.
Well, there was a lot more to that.
Well, I didn't say much more than that.
You said a lot.
The rest
What
of
I
the
was
story.
talking
I
about
didn't use
was
GD
the
or nothing
time.
like that.
No. But what I was talking about was the time when you actually talked to John Dees about spanking Cassidy
Yeah.
because he
Did I go to court on that too?
just about, yeah.
How much money do you spend on lawyers in your life?
Way too much.
About 300,000.
But
Here's
the
the rest.
fact that he had to do that over wanting to spank his 14-year-old, and I mean not true spanking on the butt, not
Yeah.
slapping on the
She
anything
carried
like
me
that.
to court
Yeah.
over that, and guess what? I got 5 days in jail.
Well, that was probably
Again.
because
You've done hard time.
Well, I didn't have to
You
go.
didn't have to go to jail.
I have been incarcerated.
For 2 hours. Be
I don't
quiet.
know who.
But I had to go to jail over that and leaving a message, and had to listen to it again in court, and the judge says, that's funny.
That's because you don't have an ex-wife. I mean, they
Well,
can
no,
get
that was a
really
different
ugly.
story.
I don't know how our government thinks that they are all of a sudden the parents of our children, but I'm pretty sure God entrusted them to me and my wife, so you need to stay up out of it.
They ain't listening.
You start getting divorced, your whole attitude's gonna change. You're gonna hate the government worse than you do now. Because she controls it all.
Yeah.
Stay married.
I have a very good wife, so I don't think we'll have that.
We all thought that at one. You all thought that at one time. Not we. You.
Let me take a break before we get to something personal here. Y'all hang on.